Howdy, folks. I wanted to tell you about a Canadian friend who was a brilliant person, had gone off to the L'École, the school of French University in Quebec. And he was destined to be a great man. He ran for office. He won, and they wanted to make him the premier of Quebec, the president, prime minister of Canada. And then he dropped off from the scene. He didn't run again for re-election. Nobody knows what happened to him. He became a quiet family man, you know. But then one day I saw him. I was visiting Montreal, and they have a SeaWorld there, an aquarium and park. And I was touring, and there he was. He was there feeding the dolphins. They have a thing, and he had the dried bits of fish or whatever it was, seaweed, and he's feeding the dolphins. So I went up to him. I said, Jean Gatineau. Some of you may have heard this story before. Oh, that's because it's a true story. It's amazing to see you here, I said, at the aquarium. We wanted you to be the Prime Minister of Canada. Oh, what happened to you? Why would you just disappear like that? And the old French politician, this former politician, he was surprised that any member of the public even recognized him. He was taken aback. He said, well, you know, I'm still serving a purpose. Still serving a purpose, yes. And that reminds me. That reminds me of something, if I could only remember what it was. But anyway, you know, last week I had to go to a marriage counselor. My wife twisted my arm and forced me to do it. I didn't know what to make of that, but you know, my behavior is not really up to standard sometimes. My wife had been telling me, well, to act a little nicer. I wasn't sure what she meant. But the marriage counselor told me that if I would imagine, he took me aside, he told me if I could imagine that it was my wife's last day on earth and behave accordingly, things would go much better. I tried it. I tried it, you know. I went home and I thought about that. Then I went out to the men's store. I bought a black suit. You know, to be prepared. Yeah. And then I went out in the backyard and began to dig a hole. Dug a hole there. Good. Well, thank you all for listening. And if I could only remember that thing it reminded me of. That's what happens, you know. I think it was a fishing trip. No. Oh, it'll come to me. Have a great day.